What's going on, guys, and welcome back to episode 6 of our Future Star series. And as you can see from the title, in today's video we're going to be looking at Darragh Burns of St Patrick's Athletic. This video has been heavily requested amongst this series for a good long while now. Ever since episode 1 came out, his name has been always in the comments consistently throughout, and it's definitely one that we've been looking to do, and finally the day has come. It was a tricky one for a little while though, because it looked like his international allegiance was actually with Northern Ireland for a little while at the beginning, so he wouldn't have been eligible for this series as we're looking at future Irish stars. But it does look like he's making his move to the south. He is, I believe, making the move to the Republic of Ireland. I think the paperwork is yet to go through, something along those lines. But it is good news for Stephen Kenny, and looks like Darragh Burns is definitely going to be in Republic of Ireland international in the future. Stephen Kenny has actually previously spoken on the lack of natural kind of wingers coming through the ranks at underage level before, and now this is a 19-year-old winger that is tearing up the League of Ireland last season and is going to do so again in 2022, I've no doubt about it. Let's go back to the very beginning. Darragh began his schoolboy career with St Kevin's Boys, as is quite a common theme amongst these young players coming through from Dublin really. St Kevin's Boys seems to be a very popular destination for schoolboy players. In 2018 Darragh Burns did sign for St Patrick's Athletic, and in 2019 he was part of the underage side that won the Under 17 League of Ireland division. He actually set up the crucial opening goal for Ben McCormack as his side defeated Bohemians 4-0 in the final at Richmond Park. In December 2020, not too long ago, he did play his last game at underage level. He did score a winning goal in the League of Ireland Under 19 division final, scoring a 120th minute penalty to again defeat Bohemians 2-1 after extra time at the UCD Bowl to secure a UEFA Youth League spot for St Patrick's Athletic. In terms of Darragh Burns' style of play, it has kind of drawn comparisons to Lionel Messi, and of course that's a little bit in jest, but those comparisons are kind of there for a reason. He's a 5'9" winger. He's kind of an old school winger. He stays on the right hand side. He cuts in onto his left foot. Really good left foot. It's like a wand. Such a composed footballer, so good on the ball, so comfortable, such a naturally gifted footballer. He did make a St Patrick's Athletic debut in 2019, aged just 16, as he came on again in the friendly against Chelsea at Richmond Park. Just last season in 2021 he scored 4 goals and got 9 assists from 26 games. An incredible return from the teenager. He scored a really important goal towards the end of the season against Finn Harps, which was an equaliser that secured St Patrick's Athletic European football for next year. But the main talking point from Darragh Burns' season last year was the role he played in the club's FAI Cup success last season. He played a massive role and really stood out in the semi-final against Dundalk. At this point of the game it's actually 1-1 as well. The ball comes down the line, Darragh he clears it, but only as far as Darragh Burns, and just the first touch, an unbelievable whipped ball in behind from Matty Smith, who finishes it really well, but an unbelievable ball first time in behind, completely splits the defence in half, and he gave Darragh an awful night that night. He really had an unbelievable performance. That was to make it 2-1 with that amazing assist. You'll see it again there, an unbelievable pass through to Matty Smith, who finished it off superbly. But that wasn't enough for Darragh Burns. He was the one to put the icing on the cake and seal St Pat's place in the final with an unbelievable goal to make it 3-1 and bring St Pat's to the final that they obviously eventually won in the end. Ball picked up by Ronan Coughlin on the halfway line, slides it through to Darragh Burns, the pace to get in behind, clean through, the composure just to chip it over the keeper, an unbelievable finish. And you can see why people say Lionel Messi, like things like that. It is funny, but you can see why they say on the right hand side, cutting in on that left foot, the composure, the goals, the assists, everything. Such an exciting talent. A few points, and next of all you're comparing Lionel Messi to Darragh Burns. Absolutely scarlet for Messi carrying on like he's Darragh Burns. Like, it is something that the St Pat's fans do say, kind of in jest, obviously, because Lionel Messi, nothing can compare to him, but just in terms of the style of play, it is a funny thing to say, and some of the tweets are very funny. But he's a very confident player, and his game's improved massively throughout 2021. You can see that by him. He's just growing week by week. He was getting better and better towards the end of the season. So exciting. He's a great passer of the ball, as we can see there. He's a great finisher, so composed, great dribbler of the ball. He does the defensive work as well, the work that nobody notices that much, maybe that maybe the fans would notice, but his manager certainly wouldn't. Be very grateful for it. But he gets back, he helps out, does that defensive work as well. He has a good engine to get up and down the line. He's very quick. He gets in behind. There's of course areas of his game that he needs to improve on. He's only 19 years of age. He's gonna still have a lot of time to mature, get better. And one thing that has been touched on by a few different people is maybe his physicality at times. He needs to kind of fill out his body and get in the gym and things like that. But that's just normal. He's 19 years old. That's normal for for a teenager to have those kind of issues, but they're just still nearly grown into their body, so that is an area maybe where he needs to look at. But he's such a complete footballer and has it all, really has everything that it takes to get to the very top. Conan Byrne, of course, a notoriously good winger in the League of Ireland for years, a St. Patrick's Athletic legend. He came out and said he doesn't think he's seen anyone make as much of an impact at St. Patrick's Athletic since Chris Forrester in 2012. Huge praise from a player Darragh Burns no doubt looks up to and emulates some of his game from. There has been transfer speculation around Darragh Burns. He is set to stay with St. Patrick's Athletic ahead of the 2022 campaign, but there was some kind of nervy moments throughout the January period. There was a lot of interest from England, with Oxford United being a named team among several others monitoring his situation. Darragh did actually sign a new contract with St. Patrick's Athletic last summer, and there was no release clause put into that contract as well. So St. Pat's had a lot of power in terms of what they wanted to get from financially, and they have every right to do that. Of course, we've seen that with James Banquet as well, getting a great figure for him. Hibs were of course interested in both Darragh Burns and Johnny Kenny, I believe. They were willing to match the £150,000 bid that Celtic made for Johnny Kenny. Of course, Celtic ended up getting their man. Hibs were interested in both Johnny Kenny and Darragh Burns. I think both of them, they actually might have had both of them over for a game as well, but obviously St. Pat's had that power in terms of being able to name their price. For Darragh Burns, it wasn't a release clause aspect of it, so yeah, Hibs obviously weren't willing to match that, and St. Pat's have every right to look for as much money as they can for Darragh Burns. He is like obviously worth, I don't know, what you reckon, 500,000 give or take. What you reckon? Pats fans, let me know what kind of figure would you be looking for Darragh Burns. In terms of how much potential Darragh Burns has, of course, so many people have come out and said a lot about him, but it's good to get the kind of idea from his manager, or former manager now. Stephen O'Donnell did come out and say that he needs to keep improving, but he's got a lot of good attributes. He's still got that sort of a boy's body, a boy's frame, but he works very hard in the gym. He's in unbelievable condition, and once he gets a bit of bulk on that, which will happen with natural development, that will lend to him being a bit more powerful. He's going in the right direction. He's on an upward trajectory. Usually you'd be thinking about a game being a big occasion for a young player, but it's actually the opposite with him. I'm going off a limited litmus test. We've only really had him this season, but at any time he has been asked a question on a big occasion, he's actually thrived on it. And of course that was evident, as I said, in the FA Cup semi-final, in the final, and these big games that he played towards the end of the season for St. Pat's as well. He's really thrived in big occasions, as O'Donnell has said. So yeah, such an unbelievable talent. St. Pat's fans, just how good is Darragh Burns? Of course, you've watched him week in, week out. I'm excited to hear what you guys say down in the comments below, but I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. Let me know what player you want to see next in our future star series. It can be an Irish player in the LOI, abroad. Let me know down below. It is much appreciated if you can drop a like on the video as well. If you can hit 50 likes, that would be greatly appreciated. And guys, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit that 3k mark before the season kicks off on the 18th of February, so all your support, as I said, amazingly appreciated, and I do hope you're all keeping well, and I will catch you in a bit.